The Senate will come to order. The senators will take their seats. Those persons not entitled to the privileges of the floor will please retire to the gallery. Good morning, senators. Good morning, guests. The senators and those in attendance, if you are able, please stand. We will be led in prayer this morning by Chaplain Terry Haddock, Senior Chaplain of the Norfolk Police Department and the Norfolk Sheriff's Office. She is joined in the Senate gallery by her family, who we will hear about shortly. And following the prayer, everyone, please remain standing. We will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America by our Senate page, Henry Adams of Arlington.
Good morning. Could you join me in prayer? Almighty God, I give you thanks for today. And together, as we pause in your presence, we ask for guidance and wisdom, especially for the men and the women here in the Senate chamber. As they make decisions that are far-reaching, give each one here discernment and compassion. Help them realize that their decisions are wider and broader than we can measure. Today, I ask that you would guide and direct the counsel of this honorable assembly. In your word, it says you are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. May your wisdom and your power be with everyone here today that you've entrusted with leadership positions to lead and to serve all the people. Your word says that we're to cast all our cares and our petitions upon you, O Lord. And I humbly ask this in your mighty, powerful, loving, holy name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call the roll. All those present, vote aye. The clerk will close the roll.
You have a quorum, Madam President. Senate Journal for Thursday, January 18th, 2024.
The senator from Lynchburg, Senator Peake, on his birthday, moves that the reading of the journal be waived. All in favor of waiving the reading of the journal will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 36, noes 1.
Ayes 36, noes 1. The reading of the journal is waived. The clerk will report any communications from the House of Delegates.
We do not have any, Madam
The
President.
clerk will report any communications from the governor.
We do not have any, Madam President.
We have quickly arrived at the time in our morning hour when we will discover who all of our distinguished guests in the gallery are joining us today. And the process is that your senator will rise and introduce you, and then if you'll hold your applause until I then have the opportunity to welcome you as well, then we will give you a rousing and standing applause as you deserve. So with that, I do call on Senator DeStaff, the senior senator from Virginia Beach.
Madam President, I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President, make known the presence in the gallery On behalf of myself and the senator from Norfolk, Terry Haddock. Terry Haddock, who did our prayer today, is a dedicated individual who serves as the senior chaplain for the police department and sheriff's office in the city of Norfolk. With a passion for providing spiritual support and guidance, Terry plays a vital role in law enforcement community by offering assistance to both police officers and sheriff personnel. Her commitment to fostering a sense of well-being and resilience within the force reflects a deep understanding of the unique challenges faced by those in uniform. Through her role as chaplain, Terry Haddock continues to build a supportive environment for the law enforcement community in Norfolk, emphasizing the importance of both mental and spiritual well-being in the demanding field of public safety. Accompanying Terry in the gallery are her daughter, Nicole Hudson, and her granddaughters, Chloe Hudson and Gwyneth Hudson. With that, Madam President, please give the warmest welcome of the Senate to Terry Haddock and her family.
Thank you, Chaplain, for coming and praying over us today and for bringing your wonderful family. And thank you for what you do for our men and women in law enforcement. Too many times we forget that they do need help and assistance in the spiritual realm as well. Thank you. Senators, let us give her the warm welcome of her Senate. Chair recognizes Senator Locke, the senator from Hampton.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President, with us in the gallery today is the Honorable Congressman Bobby Scott. Congressman Scott is certainly no stranger to this body. He is a former member, and I ask that you extend a warm welcome to him in the gallery.
Please rise, Congressman. Thank you for serving your community for so many years and having risen through the ranks. Thank you for all that you do. Senators, let us give the Congressman the warm welcome of his Senate. Chair recognizes Senator Bagby, the senior senator from Henrico County.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for an introduction.
The senator has the floor.
Madam President and members of the Senate, joining us in the gallery today are representatives from the VCU Massey Comprehensive Cancer Center. And that name is changed a bit, and it's very important that we note the change because in May 2023, Massey achieved NCI comprehensive designation, ranking among the top 4% of cancer centers nationwide. Massey, a leader in cancer research, education, and community engagement, serves Virginia by making clinical trials more accessible, advancing our understanding of cancer, and training the next generation of scientists. VCU Massey Comprehensive Cancer Center is not just a center of excellence. It's a force driving positive change in the fight against cancer. I ask that you grant them the warm welcome of the Senate.
Please rise. Of all the senator has said so many wonderful things, and I want to just touch on one of those, that you have made clinical trials more accessible. And for so very long, so many people have not been able to avail themselves of so many groundbreaking research coming down. We've just not known about it, and it's just not been accessible. Thank you for extending that to all people groups. And senators, let us give them the warm welcome of their Senate. Chair recognizes again Senator DeSteff, the senior senator from Virginia Beach.
Madam President, I rise for an introduction.
The senator may continue.
Madam President, make it known the presence in the gallery today that we're joined by the in the Capitol and around the campus, the Virginia Dental Hygienists Association. Madam President, on behalf of myself and the senator from Washington, who is no stranger to dental hygienists and teeth, that VHDA is a certified chartered affiliate of the American Dental Hygienists Association, the largest professional organization of dental hygienists in the nation. Their mission is to improve the public's total health and advance the science and practice of dental hygiene. Excuse me. In addition to the professional hygienists from a number of communities, their group today also includes students from across the Commonwealth, including the following schools: Virginia Commonwealth University, Germana Community College, and the Virginia Peninsula Community College. Again, please join me and the senator from Washington with the warmest welcome of the Senate for our dental hygienists.
Please rise. We are so grateful that you have chosen this wonderful profession, because we certainly need health care in our Commonwealth, and we are very much lacking. So we are glad that you will soon be joining those ranks, and we're glad for the relationships between our universities and our community colleges. We're so glad you're there. Thank you for all that you're going to do for us. Senators, let us give them the warm welcome of their Senate. Chair recognizes Senator McGuire, the senator from Goochland.
Madam President, I would like to request a leave of absence for my desk mate, the senator from Tazewell, Virginia, on account of pressing personal business.
Thank you, Senator. It will be so noted. Chair recognizes the senator from Washington, Senator Pillion.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to request a leave of absence for my seatmate, the senator from Rockingham, who's away on pressing personal business.
Thank you, Senator. Again, it will be so noted. Chair recognizes Sarah McDougall, the senator from Hanover.
Thank you, Madam President. Madam President, I don't know if this is the appropriate time, but I rise for an announcement and for the Senate to offer their thanks and appreciation for the longevity of the senator from Lynchburg on the anniversary of his 70th, 80th year. What is it now? I don't know. But happy birthday to the very senior senator from Lynchburg.
Chair recognizes Senator Peake. Chair does recognize.
Madam President, first I want to inquire of the clerk, this is not permissible, is it?
No, because you're only 29.
Well, that's one thing, but I've been here for 8 years. Y'all have never done this. Is something wrong with me that I'm not aware of? This is ridiculous.
For the record, Senator, the chair was at a loss as well. Resolutions, petitions, and bills are in order. Is there any other business to come for the morning hour? Hearing none, the clerk will call the calendar.
Uncontested calendar, Senate bill on third reading. Senate Bill 116, retail sales and use tax holiday, establishes an annual tax holiday. It takes place in August.
Chair recognizes Senator Lucas, the senator from Portsmouth.
Good morning, Madam President, and thank you.
Good morning.
Madam President, I move that the bill pass. And speaking to the bill.
The senator has the floor.
Yes, Madam President, the Senate Bill 116 is the retail sales and use tax holiday. And what it does is establishes an annual retail sales and use tax holiday that takes place on the first full weekend in August, beginning in 2025. During such weekend, state retail sales and use tax will not apply to certain items, i.e. school supplies, clothing and footwear, qualified products designed as Energy Star or WaterSense, portable generators, or hurricane preparedness equipment. And so with that explanation, Madam President, I again move passage of Senate Bill 116.
The question is, shall the bill pass? Those in favor of passage will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. Senate Bill 116 passes. Madam Clerk.
Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on second reading.
Chair recognizes the senator from Eastern Fairfax County, Senator Surville.
Good Friday morning, Madam President.
Indeed, Good Friday morning, sir.
Madam President, I move that all Senate bills on the second reading on the uncontested calendar, pages 2 through 3, Senate bills 165 to 342, be advanced to their engrossment and third reading in the block. After the adoption of the amendments thereto, any senator desiring to remove a bill from the block shall do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill.
The question is, shall all Senate bills on second reading on the uncontested calendar on pages 2 and 3, Senate bills 165 through 342, be engrossed and advanced to their third reading in the block after the adoption of the amendments thereto, with the understanding that any senator desiring a bill to be removed from the block will do so after the clerk has read the number of the bill. All those in favor of that motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is agreed to. The clerk will now read the number of the bills.
Senate Bill 165, reported from the Committee on Privileges and Elections. Senate Bill 188, reported from the Committee on Privileges and Elections. Senate Bill 342, reported from the Committee on Agriculture, Conservation, and Natural Resources with amendment.
Chair recognizes the senator from King George, Senator Stewart.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the amendment be agreed to.
The question is, shall the committee amendment be agreed to? Those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Committee amendment is agreed to. Senator Stewart. Oh, I'm sorry, we're on the uncontested calendar.
Senate Bill.
We got to engross it.
He's got to engross in advance.
It's in the block.
Okay.
The question is, shall the Senate bills be engrossed?
No, that's right. It's right.
Tara says it's in the block.
It is. It's these three. She's finished.
Okay.
It's Friday.
It's Friday.
The question is, shall the Senate bills be engrossed in advance to their third reading? All in favor of the motion will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills are engrossed and advanced to their third reading.
Regular calendar, Senate bills on second reading.
Chair recognizes Senator Sutherland, senator from Roanoke County.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate engross and advance Senate Bill 109 to its third constitutional reading.
The question is, shall the bill be engrossed and advanced to its third constitutional reading? All those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bill is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
And it was reported from Privileges and Elections. Senate Bill 365, a bill relating to regulated land disturbing activities, submission and approval of erosion and sediment control plan.
Chair recognizes the senior senator from Virginia Beach, Senator DeSteffe.
Madam President, I move Senate Bill 365 get engrossed and advanced to its third constitutional reading.
The question is, shall the bill be engrossed and advanced to its third constitutional reading? All those in favor will say aye. Those opposed, no. The bill is engrossed and advanced to its third reading.
Uncontested calendar, Senate bills on first reading.
Chair recognizes Senator Somerville, the senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that all Senate bills on first reading on the uncontested and regular calendars, pages 4 through 9, Senate bills 46 through 204, that the rules be suspended and the first constitutional reading of the titles be dispensed with.
The question is, shall the rules be suspended and the first constitutional reading of the titles of Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, pages 4 through 9, Senate bills 46 through Senate bills 204, be dispensed with? All in favor of the motion will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, noes 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The reading of the titles is dispensed with.
Madam President.
Chair recognizes, again, Senator Somerville.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the bills go by for the day.
The question is, shall the Senate bills on the uncontested and regular calendars, now on their second reading, go by for the day? Those in favor of that motion will say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The bills will go by for the day. Senator Somerville.
Inquiry of the clerk.
Yes, sir.
Does that complete today's calendar?
Yes, sir.
Have a happy weekend.
And to you.
Chair recognizes Senator Locke, the senator from Hampton.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise on a point of personal privilege.
The senator may continue.
Thank you, Madam President. Many of you know that I have been an educator my entire adult life. Throughout my career as a professor of political science at Hampton University, I've taught college students who are navigating life for the first time as young adults after spending the early part of their years in elementary and secondary schools. And during my 20 years in the Senate, I've been an advocate for expanding opportunities for education, both in higher education and in K-12 for all Virginians. One of the things I've learned through my many years of experience is that a quality education has to begin at the very earliest stages of life. From birth to age 5, a child's brain develops more than at any other time in life. A recent study by Vanderbilt University found that a high-quality early childhood education prepares students for success in school and throughout life. The study found that when Virginia invests in early education, more children are ready for kindergarten. They enter school with better math and reading skills, and rates of chronic absenteeism declines. These investments lead to improved child and family well-being as well. The Vanderbilt study found that additional funding for early childhood programs enabled 10,000 more parents to work, and more than 5,000 children are lifted out of poverty. Jerry Lark found similar results in a recent study of Virginia's self-sufficiency programs and the availability and affordability of child care. Parents have to have child care in order to work, and child care is expensive. J. Lark found that child care is unaffordable for most Virginia families and young children, and it is unaffordable to about 97% of all low-income families. Virginia used temporary federal COVID relief funds to meet unprecedented demand for child care services during the pandemic, but this funding will end in the coming months, potentially impacting more than 35,000 children who could lose access to early childhood programs. That's why I am carrying legislation this year to ensure that we provide sustainable funding for our early childhood programs. And it's why I am supporting increased early childhood funding in the budget. And so, in partnership with my good friends, Senator Louise Lucas and Senator Todd Pillion, and our friends in the House, Delegates Carrie Coyner and David Bulova, I am excited to announce the creation of the new Early Childhood Caucus. We will hold our first meeting next Tuesday, January 23rd at 8:30 a.m., and I expect to see all of you there. If you share our passion for expanding access to quality early childhood care and education, I certainly hope that you will join us next Tuesday morning at 8:30.
Thank the Senator. Senator Sorovel, Senator from Eastern Fairfax County.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for an announcement.
The Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. I'd like to remind the body that today is the last day. You can file your bills unless you want to ask unanimous consent for forgiveness. The deadline will be 3 p.m., and the clerk asks that if anybody's got any bills left to turn in, that they let the clerk know it's coming. It says on mine. It's my announcement. But that's the announcement. Thank you.
Thank the Senator. Senator Boysko, the Senator from Northern Fairfax County.
Thank you, Madam President. I rise for an announcement.
The Senator has the floor.
Thank you, Madam President. We are starting a new caucus in our chamber, the Virginia Private College Caucus, and Delegate O'Quinn and I will be the two co-chairs for it. This will be working to talk about the essential part of our Commonwealth's education system that they participate in. I'm a proud graduate of Hollins University and will be very happy to help lead that effort. Our very first meeting will be on Tuesday, the 23rd at 7:30 a.m. in House Room North 700 of the GAB, and you can count on some hot coffee to incentivize you to get there. If you have any questions, you're free to reach out to me, but this includes, all the private colleges that you may have in your district, but also the students, the parents, the friends, and the alumni. So hope y'all will join us.
Is there any other business to come before the Senate? Hearing none, the clerk will report any announcements on the desk.
Monday, January 22nd, 2024, the Committee for Courts of Justice will meet at 8 a.m., Senate Room A, GAB. The Education and Health Subcommittee on Higher Education will meet at 9 a.m. in Senate Room C of the GAB. Senators Locke, Pillion, Head, Aird, and Van Valkenburg. The Committee on Local Government will meet at 10 a.m. in Senate Room B, GAB. The Republican Caucus will meet at 11:15 a.m. in Senate Room 2 of the Capitol. The Democratic Caucus will meet at 11:30 a.m. in the Senate Room 1 of the Capitol. Weekend weather report. This afternoon, there is a possibility of snow mixing with rain continuing through the night and ending by early morning. Storm total snowfall of up to 1 to 2 inches of snow is possible over the far northern portions of the Commonwealth. Further south, up to half an inch is possible north of the U.S. 360 corridor, which is Farmville East, northeast. Cool air returns for the weekend, highs in the 30s this weekend with lows in the teens. Friday night into Sunday night. Wind chills will be in the single digits above zero Saturday night. Have a safe weekend.
Chair calls on Senator Lucas, the senator from Portsmouth. Senator from Portsmouth.
Thank you, Madam President. You got it right. Some people get it wrong. That's Locke. This is Lucas. Madam President, I move that the Senate do now adjourn until 12 noon on Monday, and that the Senate suspend the rules and direct the clerk to accept legislation to be introduced until 3 p.m. today.
The question is, shall the Senate adjourn until noon Monday, and that the Senate suspend the rules and direct the clerk to accept legislation to be introduced until 3 p.m. today? All in favor will record their votes aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Does any senator desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 37, no 0.
Ayes 37, no 0. The Senate does now adjourn until 12 noon Monday, and the Senate has suspended the rules and directed the clerk to accept legislation to be introduced until 3 p.m. today.
This is the Senate of Virginia, Richmond, Virginia.